if you are dating someone and they have stopped giving you the attention and affection that they gave in the beginning, and you feel very, very confused, like nothing happened that you can think of that would make them pull away like this, I've got you. Let me tell you what happened. I'm Dr. Sarah Hensley. I'm a specialized social psychologist who's been studying the science of attachment and attraction inside romantic relationships for over 15 years. And this is another edition of Carline Relationship Advice. This person has dismissive avoidant attachment. Okay, they have an extremely predictable pattern. And just in case you're like, what's dismissive avoidant attachment? I've never heard of that before. Well, you have a rabbit hole to go down, but let me summarize it for you. Okay, individuals with dismissive avoidant attachment were raised in families that did not do feelings. Okay, they were raised with pretty profound emotional neglect. Even though their parents may have really showed up physically for them, they provided very, very little, if at all, any emotional attunement. So they grow up learning to suppress their feelings because there was no room for their feelings to be expressed in childhood. And so they have deep, deep subconscious wounds around commitment, closeness, vulnerability, meeting someone's expectations, meeting someone's needs, and really being in a close, committed relationship long term. But they could do it in the beginning, you say. They were vulnerable, they were close. Why the sudden change? Well, in the beginning of relationships, those wounds have not yet had a chance to rise because those wounds are pulled out because of closeness, commitment, and longevity and conflict. So in the first few months of the relationship, usually around in like the 4 to 6 month mark is when you see this bait and switch or pull away, okay, behavior. So in the first 4 months or so, you are not bringing up their subconscious wounding around commitment, closeness, and conflict. It's like if something were to happen, their subconscious is like, oh, well, I don't know this person, right? And so they can be more vulnerable. They can be more open because you are not yet attached to those fears. You are a new partner. There's not a ton of commitment, or if there is, it's very new. And their subconscious feels okay about that. As longevity occurs, that is when you really trigger their wounding around being committed and meeting expectations. They feel trapped, they feel stuck, they feel like they're starting to lose their autonomy because they are hyper independent individuals. They were pushed into being independent way too soon for their development in childhood. And often when you ask them about this, they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Everything's fine. When clearly, they are not as communicative, they are not as effortful, they do not prioritize you, they do not plan with you nearly like they did in the beginning. So the big question is, does it ever come back? Do they ever return to who they were in the beginning of the relationship? No, they don't. And that is really disheartening for you to hear. I know, because you really liked this person. You were very attached to them. They showed up so well. I know, and I know it's painful to hear, but they are not coming back. That is just the DA pattern. And once you as a partner have become attached to the fears suppress the feelings. The only time that feelings may rise again is when you go away, and then they try to come back, but then they just repeat the same cycle. So you will either end up, if you go away and are banking on them coming back, repeating the cycle again in the future. So the best thing that you can do is set a strong boundary around your needs and expectations being met. And if that boundary pushes them away, you know they were never going to give it to you to begin with. If they can't show up for you and meet your needs in a way that feels good to you, you need to get out of the relationship because they are not coming back. I wish I could say that they were, but they aren't. Continue to get more distant until either they completely ghost you or you get so tired of it you can't take it anymore and you leave. The best thing you can do is earn your attachment security so that this isn't as painful as you walk away from this person, okay? So visit me at my website, thedatingdecoder.com, and follow me on all the platforms because TikTok is going away soon.